G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on thedinkpickleball.com, pickleball well received at French Open, France expecting rapid growth. There are two types of people in this world, some who see tennis and pickleball as enemies, and others who see an opportunity for both sports to grow. It sounds like the French Tennis Federation and Amélie Mauresmo, the two-time major champion and former number one ranked tennis player, might be in the latter group. Just last week, the red clay court was used for the Grand Slam event at the French Open. Then it was converted into 3 temporary pickleball courts as part of a pickleball demonstration provided by the French Tennis Federation, FFT, and Mauresmo. While some may worry about tennis losing athletes and audiences to pickleball or padel, the French Tennis Federation has a different perspective. They are embracing these other racket-adjacent sports with open arms. The FFT has officially brought pickleball under its umbrella and is seeking government approval to hold a sanctioned national championship. I'm not sure it's the same crowd that are doing these different sports, Mauresmo said, and if you put it in a tennis club, that means people might come to play pickleball, but then they see tennis and it can maybe attract new people. Before the French Open women's semi-finals between Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff, Mauresmo and FFT President Gilles Moreton participated in a casual pickleball session on Court 5. This 263 capacity arena was one of the smallest at Roland Garros, with tall pines and buildings visible behind one end and the main stadium, Court Philippe Chatrier, behind the other. I didn't really know what to expect. I haven't watched pickleball on TV, Mauresmo admitted. You can have fun quite quickly in this sport. The rules are just a little bit different, so you have to adjust, but it doesn't take very long to do that. Fans were encouraged to give pickleball a try as part of a promotional effort, similar to what the FFT did 2 years ago with padel. Padel joined the federation a decade ago and has been growing in popularity since. We want people to come in and enjoy and do exercise for health. Tennis is a difficult sport, and sometimes you need to enjoy and learn something quickly. And padel or pickleball is much easier for most people, Moreton said. Unlike Mauresmo, Moreton had played pickleball before. You have to get used to the rules. I didn't know all the rules at the beginning, but then it's much easier than tennis, he said. So I think pickleball is going to be big in France. Currently, there are about 300 pickleball courts in France compared to 34,000 tennis courts. However, Moreton expects this number to grow quickly, similar to how tennis and basketball courts in the United States are being converted into pickleball courts. Unfortunately, I see that we're losing some tennis courts to pickleball. They're putting the pickleball lines on courts instead of putting tennis lines on it. I'm going to stick to tennis and give back to the sport I love and always promote tennis, said 16-time Grand Slam doubles champion Bob Bryan, who is now the US Davis Cup captain and will coach the country's tennis players at the Paris Olympics this summer. Pickleball is a very social game and it's easy to play, and I think that's why people are loving it, Bryan added. It's an equaliser. A grandma can play it with her young grandson and it can be competitive. Sophia Kenin, the 2020 Australian Open tennis champion, hasn't tried pickleball yet. It's exciting that there's a change up in the game. There's a lot of girls who used to play tennis and switched to pickleball, Kenin said. But I'm good at tennis, so I'll stick to that. A spokesperson for the US Tennis Association mentioned that the group running the US Open has no plans to partner with pickleball or padel. A few years ago, people didn't know what padel was. They thought it was like this, Moreton said, pantomiming, holding and paddling. Now everybody in France knows padel, he continued, and very quickly people will know pickleball. Moreton is confident that tennis can coexist with pickleball and padel. Nothing is a threat to tennis. Tennis is huge. It's a special sport, physically, technically, and mentally. We're not scared of having padel or pickleball taking over, he said. Pickleball will get bigger and bigger, but tennis players will stay tennis players. Thanks ever so much for making it this far into the update. Please be sure to hit subscribe and like, comment, and rate on the platform you're watching or listening to it on, so this and future episodes can be found by and shared with other fellow pickleballers. Second thing to know, as shared on pickleball.com, an explanation of Stickergate by author Jim Kloss. In one of Friday's mixed doubles semi-finals from the recent PPA Sacramento Open in California, James Ignatowicz and Anna Bright faced Dylan Frazier and Tyra Black. It was a very long and competitive match where Ignatowicz and Bright came back to win in 3 games after trailing by a game and down 5-0 to start Game 2. In addition, Ignatowicz and Bright fought off a match point later in Game 2. During the hotly contested Game 2, Ignatowicz hit a winning overhead, but the referee noticed something had dropped in front of Ignatowicz into the non-volley zone, or the kitchen, causing what commentator Dave Fleming jokingly called Stickergate. The referee found that the paddle testing approval sticker on Ignatowicz's paddle had come off and fallen into the non-volley zone. It was dislodged by the force of Ignatowicz's big overhead. The referee called it a violation of the non-volley zone and a fault. Ignatowicz and Bright protested the call. Head referee Don Stanley was called to the scene of Stickergate and confirmed the fault call was correct. Play proceeded, and as Ignatowicz and Bright ultimately won Game 2, the ruling had no effect on the outcome. But was the call correct? Rule 9.b is the first rule that applies. It is a fault if the volleying player or anything that has contact with the volleying player while in the act of volleying touches the non-volley zone. Okay, but what is the act of volleying? That is answered by Rule 9.b.1, which says the act of volleying the ball includes the swing, the follow-through, and the momentum from the action. So the referees made the right ruling in Stickergate. The sticker was on Ignatowicz's paddle when the volley was made, so it had contact with the volleying player. And whether it came off during the overhead or the follow-through doesn't matter. Either way, it is a fault. Third thing to know, as shared on local news station WZZM13.com, 1,200 pickleball players coming to Grand Rapids, Michigan for annual tournament. Grand Rapids, Michigan, the seventh Beer City Open Pickleball Championships will be held in Grand Rapids, Michigan this summer. From July 9 through 14, Belknap Park will welcome 1,200 competitors from over half of the United States and more than 10 countries worldwide, including the country's top amateur players. This year, Major League Pickleball, or MLP, the highest tier competitive league in professional pickleball, is hosting its mid-season tournament in conjunction with the Beer City Open. All 22 professional pickleball teams will be competing for the title of Beer City Open Major League Pickleball mid-season champion. Major League Pickleball is also offering $200,000 in additional professional prize money. With the addition of Major League Pickleball, Beer City Open has become a cornerstone event for professional pickleball. In addition to the dynamic community of amateur players who gather in Grand Rapids every summer to celebrate the sport, said Andrea Coop, Beer City Open's tournament director and nationally renowned professional pickleball player. As the Beer City Open is a non-profit, all the proceeds for the tournament go towards the Belknap Enhancement Fund to continue to beautify and improve the park where the tournament is held. According to the tournament's website, with the help of the Grand Rapids Pickleball Club, the Beer City Open has donated over $100,000 towards park improvements. These improvements include resurfacing the courts, adding new courts, and upgrading the lights. Paddles up.